It's one of the biggest opening games in North Dakota State football history. The first game in the Tim Polasek era, and the Bison go up against Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes in prime time. Without further ado, here we go to Boulder. There's Ralphie the Buffalo, well actually a Bison, running around in one of college football's best tradition. As the door slams shut, the Bison makes some noise. Opening drive, Cam Miller finds TK Marshall over the middle, who sprints down the field for a 48-yard gain, leading to a Griffin Croza field goal and a 3-0 lead. But on Colorado's opening drive, the Buffaloes respond quickly with their two best players, Shedeur Sanders to Travis Hunter, on a 41-yard score, 7-3 Colorado. Buffaloes feeling good, but not for long. Ensuing drive, Cam Miller to Joe Stoffel for 6. NDSU is back in front, the score 10-7. Fast forward to the second quarter now. Colorado has the 14-10 lead after another Hunter touchdown. Cam Miller calls his own number, gets a block from Bryce Lance, and scores on the ground. Touchdown Bison. NDSU with a 17-14 advantage. That lead was 20-17 at halftime, but a pair of Travis Hunter TDs in the second half pushed Colorado to a 31-26 win. Bison fought all the way to the end, quite literally, but it wasn't quite enough. And the difference was the big names. Shedeur Sanders tosses 4 touchdowns for 438 yards, and 3 of those scores went to Travis Hunter. Hunter was fantastic in his own right. Those 3 touchdowns all made the highlight reel. One of them ESPN even called a glitch type of catch. That's how good it was. Jimmy Horn Jr. also made 7 catches for nearly 200 yards and a score for the Buffaloes.